I am standing on the grounds of Thomas W. Mahan School in Norwich, Connecticut on January 12th, 2025. I basically want to document what the school looks like. Let's take a sweep. We'll do a panoramic, slow sweep of this school, which, by the way, back in the old days I went to. At the time I went here, I believe Mr. Butler was the principal. Very nice gentleman. He ran a real good school. Anyways, I think, let's go over to the main sign here, then I'll walk around. The city of Norwich, Connecticut has a $385 million project coming up. I'm not sure when, I don't know the time frame on this thing. But I think Thomas Mahan is one of the schools that they're going to either rehab, knock down, and completely rebuild. I don't know. This is interesting. There's a tree over here in memory of our friend Frankie Bruno, 1992. I don't know the details on that, but if anybody watching this video does, I'd be grateful for the information. All right, so you got one of these little free book exchanges over here. It's like a little mini library. You see these things, library, you see these things all over. Some pretty cool books in there. Anyways, back to the tour. Thomas W. Mahan School, you can see the sign. And it kind of brings me back. I haven't been here in many years, but I used to walk through this main entrance right here. The doors are newer than when I came here. I haven't been here in 40, 50 years. I did a long time. Anyways, here's the, I mean, it's the same, you know, these walls with this stonework and everything. There it is. Thomas W. Mahan School, right there. I'll try to go all around the school, all the way around it. Hopefully we don't get interrupted. I don't have a sense that there's security on grounds currently, so that's kind of a plus. That means I don't get tossed out of here. Again, this is, I see window air conditioners all over the place. So the new school, or the, whether they knock this to the ground or they do a rehab, you know, a top to bottom rehabilitation, I don't know. But it's part of that $385 million improvement, restoration, upgrade, use whatever words you want to use, out with the old and with the new. Technology's improved so much over the years that it's going to be a game changer, these new schools. All right, I'm walking around this thing. I'm not really sure. I'm sure things will... Yeah, there's some kind of toys, vegetable gardens back here. This doesn't really ring a bell. Maybe they might have put an addition onto this school. Again, I'll take my time. There's a lot of property, you know, a lot of land. We used to play out in the field, kickball, and you know, whatever, back in the boy, I don't know, 70s, I would say, 60s. All right, there's a playground back here. Yeah, some of this stuff, this building right here, this wooden structure was not there when I was a kid. A lot of these playgrounds are obviously upgraded. Beyond upgraded. They weren't here. They didn't exist. We had a swing set and maybe a slide. It wasn't much. You know, it was very low tech. But here's a really good view of the back of this school. Now it looks familiar. This wooden structure I don't recall because it wasn't there. But this back part here, this is, I remember this well. We used to come out and have recess out here. There's the classes, and again, window air conditioners. So all that, the new school, my assumption would be state-of-the-art heating and cooling technology will be used. Used to come out that door right there, come to recess, and right here, literally where I'm standing. That's pretty wild. Big generator there. So again, whether they raise this to the ground, I don't know. There's the boiler room. Whether they raise this to the ground or they you know, rehab it, it's an open question. If somebody knows the answer, drop me a comment. I'd love to know, but I remember coming out that door as well, right there. Mr. Baker taught in here. Really nice gentleman. He picked me in, I think it was 5th grade maybe, to star in the play, I think it was King Arthur. I had the lead role. It's one of the highlights, probably, I would say that's the highlight of my acting career. Not to brag, but I absolutely nailed the part. I didn't miss a single solitary line. There is a cemetery behind the school. It's kind of an unusual location. I don't know the name of the cemetery, but I'm sure that could be researched. Let's get a wider shot over here. Mahan School. Just like I remembered it. Some big, I don't know what this thing is, refrigeration device of some sort. Looks like a freezer, to be honest with you. Again, there's tons of property. And let me get in the shade over here. There's tons of land. There's a neighborhood through the woods directly in front of us right there. I believe that's, I don't think, the Norwich golf course isn't far from here. That is like Surrey Lane, Norton Village, I believe, is what they used to call that. I'll do a giant sweep. all around. But yeah, the school is weathered. It's out of date. You know, it's look at these window air conditioners. I mean, I assume the technology indoors is not up to standards that currently exist. Let's put it that way. So if they knock this thing down and build a brand new, beautiful, state-of-the-art school, it'll last 100 years, future-proof the thing. Fantastic. Or they may just dramatically upgrade. I don't know. More doors. These are new, but I do recall that entrance as a young boy that went here. As we work our way back around to the front. Again, American flag at half-staff due to the death. I'm pretty sure that is in honor of former President Jimmy Carter, who recently died. There seems to be a building on the grounds here. Little People's Play Place. You can see it in the distance. Let me frame this thing up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to zoom into that right there. Kind of an abrupt zoom, but you can see that Little People's Play Place. So I don't know if that's connected with the school or not. Sorry about the abrupt zooming function of this camera, but all right, let me get a wider shot up here of Stanton School before we close up shop. Shooting directly into the sun. Hopefully this thing, let me move over here. Hopefully this camera adjusts accordingly. Sometimes shooting directly into the sun can make it difficult. There's some shade over here. I'm gonna step in here. Things will be much better for the visuals that we're about to take a look at. Okay, here we go. Now let's take a good look. Yeah, that's better. Take one last sweep of Thomas W. Mahan School in Norwich, Connecticut on January 12th, 2025. That concludes the video. Thanks, everybody.